Okay, today is Thursday. We got a twid, but in all honesty, none of it really matters other than the most important part, which is Solstice, which is unfortunate, but it appears we're not going to get anything really good in the sense of an activity and also no tier system. No tier 5 system, I should say. There is 1 through 4, it appears, but there's no tier 5, which is really bad, but okay. Let's read this, so that way you can break down exactly what we mean by this. Arms Week was our first event for the Edge of Fate, but Solstice is right around the corner. It's going to last 2 weeks, and there are a few things changing compared with how we celebrated in the past. The goal of this event is to use the Solstice Forge to create a full set of armor, and then to make it glow. Given that we have a new system of stats and armor in place to the Edge of Fate, it's probably a good moment to earn a few sets. So that's the good new armor, as you see. Honestly, it's not that fancy. It's not crazy or anything. It actually kind of looks ugly. I don't really like it, personally. But yeah, let's continue reading. But let's talk about what's changing. For starters, in lieu of a Bonfire Bash activity this year, we are adding a plethora of modifiers to portal activities. You heard that right. That means, Bonfire Bash wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it wasn't horrible either. Because at least it was an activity. There were tweaks that needed to be done to it to make it better, but instead of tweaking it, which by the way were very small tweaks to make it better, very small, they decided to just scrap it, I guess? Like, what? They are really trying to get everyone to play the portal. Like, why? Bungie, what is going on? Why are we trying to force the portal down everyone's throat? What's going on with that? Okay, we get it. You like the portal. You really want it to succeed. It already succeeded because it's the only thing you can farm. Its loot system is shit for farming, but you don't really have a choice if you want to get new loot and stuff. So, kind of already did what you did, Bungie. I don't know. We're just throwing more shit down the drain here at this point. That was the one thing that made these events special. They had their own thing, and now they don't have their own thing. Kind of disappointing. These modifiers are inspired by solar energy, very fitting for the Solstice theming, and you might recognize some of their effects if you have paid attention to the artifact in the past. We have only listed 4, but you'll have to discover the rest yourself. Hot Potato. Caribou solar flares occasionally drop from defeated combatants. Passing between players increases the amount of damage it will do. Fired Up. Dealing damage and final blows from solar sources raises a heat meter. Once full, your weapons will cause solar explosions. Class Healing. Heal yourself when using your class ability. That one's always nice. Igniter. Precision hits against scorched combatants cause ignitions. These modifiers will rotate each day on portal matchmaking activities, but can be selected any time with custom difficulty selection. With one exception, Hot Potato will stay on each day for portal matchmaking activities. Another addition coming with this Solstice is the new... actually, before we continue that, hopefully, I'm guessing this is just going to be like an effect that just happens. I'm hoping that means we're not going to have a negative, in the sense if you use one of these, it will make you lose points. So you have to get higher points. Hopefully, it just is a neutral thing. It just gives you a bonus and there's nothing else to it. I assume that's what's probably going to be, because if it gives you a negative when you're on the higher stuff trying to earn the A rank, that's going to screw you up. So I really hope it's not going to give a negative, Bungie. It'd be really dumb. Anyways, let's continue reading. Another addition coming with the Solstice, the new Solstice Scorched Crucible playlist. You can imagine what weapon is the main character here, the Scorch Cannon. Both teams will be able to use them in Clash Control and Rift game modes. So revel in the chaos, and don't forget you can charge cannon after shooting it for some extra area damage. So is this like going to be like Sparrow Control then? Is this going to be where, like in Sparrow Control, you can spawn your Sparrow, but you don't have to? So is this going to be like a Scorched mode where you can just pick up a Scorched weapon, you don't have to use it, though? Because it wouldn't work well in Rift, Control, or Clash. I mean, Clash would be fine, actually, but Control would be kind of a pain. Trying to cap a zone, and someone fucking kills you on it because you're stuck on the zone. You can't really go anywhere, so they can just spray the zones. So, I mean, even if it's an option, people are still probably going to do that. So... either way, it's kind of chaotic. Is this going to be like... It says Scorch Crucible playlist, so is this going to be like a one mode you click on and then it rotates through Clash, Control, or Rift randomly? Or is it going to be like you can pick Clash, Control, or Rift with Scorched? Like, I'm really curious how this works. It sounds cool. Again, I'd prefer they brought Bonfire Bash and just did the tweaks. I don't mind they add a Crucible thing. I actually think that's really good, is they finally do add a Crucible thing, because there's a lot of people who just play Crucible, they don't really care to do PvE, but they'll do it sometimes there's a good weapon. So I agree this is a good system, but we really should have kept the PvE side of it. I kind of hate they removed that. That was really bad design, in my opinion. But it's fine, we'll continue reading. You can imagine what weapons, oh, we already read that. As you play during the 2 weeks of Solstice, okay, so this is even worse. Solstice is no longer 3 weeks, so I'm assuming all the big events are no longer going to be 3 weeks. They're going to be 2 weeks. Which, personally, I thought it was fine for 3 weeks. I've never had a problem with them being 3 weeks long. Because they're a small, limited time event. You can farm them, and they usually have something good, or at least something that's relatively hard to farm. So, kinda sucks. Severely, they took away a week. That means you have a lot less time farming, so now you have to focus farm more to get stuff, so it makes it a lot harder, in a sense. You don't have the extra week of slack in case you have to do stuff, or you miss a day or two, so that's not that great. I don't like that. I think all big events should be 3 weeks. I think the small events are fine being 1 week, because they're a single week long, they're small events. It makes sense, right? And then if you do a big event, you have 3 weeks, so you get 2 extra weeks. But now they're like, oh, we'll just give you an extra week for a big event. And that's just stupid. That's a horrible design. I don't like that at all. Bungie, please don't do that. Please give us the 3 weeks. It's the smartest thing to do. They've always been 3 weeks, and they've been great being 3 weeks. The community has never had really issues with it. Yes, the activities can get boring, which now they give us Crucible mode, and it'd be cool if it would work in the portal. You'd have a Crucible mode, and you would have Bonfire Bash. That way, if you wanted to farm Bonfire Bash, because it gives a ton of loot, Bonfire Bash used to give a ton of loot, which I think is why Bungie's not using it. I actually think that's the real thing going on here, is Bungie really wants you to be limited to what loot you can farm. Extremely limited. So I think that's what's happening here. They're just limiting it like crazy. They're like, oh, we know Bonfire Bash gives a ton of loot, but we can't give it to him because of the new power system, how it works infinitely. Then they would get like 5 items to heal or to level up. Bungie could have just reduced it to like 3. I mean, shit, it gave like 5 to 6 or something, right? So you could have just reduced it to 3. At least that way it'd still give us something. So, I don't know. I think Bungie's just dodging it because they don't want to fully fix it and make it the slight tweaks to make it better, and they don't want you to farm loot super easily. They want it to be extremely hard to farm loot. Which is silly. Flippin' Bungie. What's new? You'll earn some free rewards in its dedicated event home, from a unique emblem to a ghost shell to some hollow foil weapons. Hopefully the hollow foil weapons actually have god rolls and not trash rolls. Also hope they have multiple perks, because they literally were tier 3, so I don't know why the ones for this event don't have it. They should have multiple perks. How is it tier 3 weapon if it doesn't have multiple perks? So don't forget completing your daily and weekly challenges as you can progress the event rank track to earn all of them. This version of the event home has a new and improved reward shop where you will be able to purchase weapons directly, up to a tier 4 depending on your guardian rank. That is horrible. You cannot get tier 5. What is the point of putting tier 5s in the game if you can't? Why is the event lacking tier 5? What is that about, Bungie? As well as up to tier 4 weapon and armor engrams. I have no clue what the armors are going to be like. I don't know how we're going to upgrade them, or if you're going to upgrade them and it'll be like tier 1, then you upgrade to tier 2, then upgrade to tier 3, and then upgrade to tier 4, which I think would be a really better system, and then tier 5, but it appears they don't want you to hit tier 5, so unfortunate. Really not great. There will also be glimmer stacks and enhancement cores if you need them. Also, something they don't say here, but well, they do actually. Sorry, it says right here. Depending on your guardian rank. Sorry, I missed that. But yeah, so it's up to tier 4, but you need to have your guardian rank higher to be able to get tier 4. So if you don't have your guardian rank to 9 already, go make it 9 right now, because that's the only way to get tier 4s, is if you get your guardian rank to tier 9. I've got mine currently at tier 8. I'm about to finish it once Xur comes out, and then I'll be getting it to tier 9. I'll be focused farming whatever I need to get it to tier 9. Because you gotta hit tier 9 for Guardian rank to get tier 4s, which is stupid, but what's new, Bungie? As a whole, this is kind of disappointing. It should be tier 5. You should be able to get tier 5s. I don't think they should be readily available. I think the 2 you get from the pass should be tier 5s. It just makes sense, make them tier 5s. And then tier 5 should be a rare drop, or you can do like special challenges to get them to drop. That would be really cool, but it appears Bungie doesn't want to do that. So unfortunately, F. It's also just 2-week event now, not 3. That sucks. I really don't like that. I do like that they're adding a Crucible mode. I don't know if it's going to be that great because it's Scorch Cannons. Scorch Cannons are a bit whiffy. So there's some gods of them and there's some trash cannons. And a lot of people suck with Scorch Cannons, but there are some gods of them. And those guys are scary. They're the old mega crazy people. So I don't know how that mode's going to go out down really well or not. We'll see. It is cool though the portal's getting some sort of unique thing. I do think these buffs will be fun, as long as there's no negatives using them, obviously. If there's a negative, then that sucks, but if there's no negative, then that's awesome. Extra damage, or extra healing, or extra something. So I think that's kind of cool. I really think they should have kept Bonfire Bash and made it where you could farm it. I really think that was a dumb decision they made to get rid of that. I'm very disappointed in that, but that's Bungie for you. What do you expect? But yeah, Solstice starts next week on Tuesday. Make sure you come and play it. The grenade launcher that drops is flippin' cracked. I think the SMG is decent too, but the grenade launcher is the main thing I'm going for. It literally looks like a baby, that's what this is right here. It looks like a baby dragon's breath. It is an aerial denial grenade launcher, and it is absolutely cracked. It has got damage perks, it's got ad clearing perks, it's orb generation perks, it's survivability perks. It is a monster of a weapon, and I cannot wait to get a hold of it. I'm very excited for this thing. I have no clue if the bow's good or not, but yeah. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment what you think. Like I said, this was just mostly about, it was just about Solstice. I was just going over Solstice. The rest of it doesn't really matter. Oh, one other thing they did actually fix, they don't say it here for Arms Week, but they did put it on Twitter. You can earn rank, if you didn't know, for this Arms Week, if you play activities in the Portal or the Crucible game mode. Well, I mean, it's in the Portal area, so it makes sense. But anything in the Portal now will gain rank, and it does work. I can confirm it. I've gone up to rank 10. I went from literally just shy of 5 to now, or just slightly after 5 to now 10. And I only did a couple hours of farming and stuff, so it's not that hard to rank up now. So thank you, Bungie, for at least doing that, finally fixing that. I don't know if their intention was to leave it be like that, or it was a bug, but this is Bungie. They didn't say anything on it, so it makes me feel like they did it intentionally, but then they realized people hated it. So, Bungie in a nutshell. And if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment what you think. Solstice is kind of sketchy for loot farming, but I'm still going to farm it, still going to get a whole bunch of materials so I can turn it in for the grenade launcher, because I'm going to get it. If it's tier 4 only, I'm going to get a tier 4 just to get it, because I want that grenade launcher. It is sexy, and it's mine. So, we'll see what we can do. Enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Adios. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, comment what you think. Thanks for watching. We out. Adios.